Hey everyone, Draco Prime 220 here, and tonight I am gonna actually bring up a topic that I also been thinking about. I'm gonna be honest, the lack of questions answered can leave you to many assumptions and theories. And once again, this is kind of my personal thoughts on the Make Your Mark Season 2 leaked plans and what they were gonna do, and of course, the finale was going to revolve around the new main six meeting the original. But there is one pony that I think we should definitely have found out about, and I really thought the special Secrets of Starlight was going to give us those answers. I have to honestly give credit that the title threw us off. Even like the colors of the title, the crystals and everything. It was all Starlight Glimmer's color, and a lot of us thought it was going to revolve around Starlight Glimmer, and then some of us were like, nah, probably not. And that begs the question, what happened to Starlight? This is nothing confirmed. We do know from CXCD that he mentions briefly that the original main six were turned to stone. We don't know exactly who did it, who was the one to initiate. Was it a villain? Was it Opaline? Was it Twilight? Did they ask her to do it? We don't know. But I do have one question. If we do have some vague idea that Opaline did cause massive mayhem in the past. So, what was Starlight's role in all this? And doesn't anyone find it kind of interesting that Opaline went from wanting Dragonfire to going after cutie marks? Now, I could be looking too deep into this, but think about it. There was only one other pony that knew how to either take or switch cutie marks. That was Starlight. Opaline has shown that she can take multiple ponies' cutie marks. Also, not just through like wearing that big golden, basically a neck bracelet version of the Infinity Gauntlet. She has the ability to take cutie marks away. Now, here's a theory, and remember, none of this is confirmed. What if Opaline? I don't know if we should consider the Discord comics canon. Soft canon or not, I don't know. I think what would be legit canon is if anything in the show that would have been shown. You know, in the show, if they had like a flashback or an illustration of what happened. My guess is I do think they were going to show flashbacks. Because especially if Twilight was returning, and she was, probably we would have gotten flashbacks to what happened. And a little bit more onto Opaline. You know, we do know from Spike she was banished from Skyros. Because my initial theory was, what if Opaline came down from Skyros, acting like a normal pony, and joined the School of Friendship, but not for her good reasons, but for her own personal gain. But now that I'm thinking about it, Opaline would not have done that. Opaline is not the subtle type. Subtlety is not one of her strong suits. She is she has a short fuse, she's very theatrical, bombastic, and very outgoing. Like, have you seen that fiery bitch's temper? It's bad. All you gotta do is question her, she gives that mean look, and I'm like, yeah, so, you know, but here's my thing. My only other thought is this, is that when maybe Opaline got discovered, got figured out, and the only one I could see, if not Twilight figuring her out, is Starlight. What if, before Opaline's official attack on Canterlot, what if she attacked the School of Friendship? Because they got a lot of books, they even got magical artifacts. And what if Starlight Glimmer kept, you know, not like records of what she did in her past, sealed it away like in a chest or something, and had the spell, because we never knew how she was learned the ability. We know through the Staff of Sameness she was able to do with the cutie marks, but it even seemed without that staff she could switch cutie marks. So I'm personally thinking Opaline did something. Opaline probably attacked the School of Friendship. I would think pretty much catching everyone off guard. Trixie probably helped evacuate the students back, like in the same area when Queen Chrysalis attacked in Ending of the End. Starlight actually is like the only unicorn who can go horn to horn with an alicorn. But my thinking is this: Twilight may have the element of magic, but she still is learning a lot about her alicorn powers. Here's the thing: Opaline has lived centuries. Now, do I think Starlight Glimmer can go up against like Celestia, Luna, or Cadence? Probably not. Starlight Glimmer, I think there is a reason. She is skilled. I am not going to deny Starlight Glimmer that. But I do think it's, since Twilight was pretty much brand new to the whole alicorn ascension and just was starting to learn how her new alicorn magic works, that's why I think she's not really fully experienced just yet. She learns as she goes, but I think that's also another thing that Starlight had an advantage of. She was new to the whole alicorn role. Now, do I think that Starlight can go up against like Celestia, Luna, Daybreaker, or Nightmare Moon? No. They would Nightmare Moon, not Nightmare Moon, Daybreaker or Celestia would barbecue her rump. Nightmare Moon would would literally knock her lights out. Sweet dreams, Starlight. I'm sorry, I couldn't help myself. But, now, Opaline, as we know, same thing with Celestia and Luna, because according to the... I don't know if any of this is real, but I saw this a while back where the G5 Bible for My Little Pony was released, or something. And they said that Opaline is Celestia and Luna's sister. Now, that means she has probably lived just as long, maybe a little bit longer, than Celestia and Luna. She's probably one of the oldest characters since she makes it all the way to Gen 5. So, I'm going to say this. I think Starlight could give her a run for her money, get a few hits here and there, but think about it. Alicorns are pretty much immortal because, honestly, Opaline kind of confirmed that. Because for a long time, it was a theory that alicorns are immortal. And it's basically confirmed and also proven because Twilight returns. She's got probably, like, when she had magic, she had probably had magic at that point, and she was probably fully powered. And I think she went to I think that was her first stop, the School of Friendship, because she knew that she had to be more prepared to face Twilight. And she needed maybe something to give her a little bit of backup, maybe something to even the odds, if you want to say. And I do believe Starlight saw the ruckus, told Trixie to take everyone down to hide and stay out of sight, and she would be the last line of defense. She would be the main and final line of defense at the School of Friendship. Probably Sunburst was there too, but I'm going to be honest, he's not really good using magic. He does use a lot of like scrolls and everything. He's more like he seems to be more like a historian and keeper of magical scrolls and magical knowledge, more than a magic user. Now, my personal theory is Starlight gave it everything she got. Look what she did to Discord in a matter of principles. And that episode is very questionable, I will say. Also, the lessons trying to teach. I really do think Starlight would have given all she got, but her inevitable fate, I don't know. we have seen for example, we do know by the end of season 9, Granny Smith has passed. Also, Golden Delicious, I think that's her name. She, with all the cats, she passed away because Apple Bloom, I think, or Grandpere, I think it's Grandpere or something, like the William Shatner pony, Grandpere. So we already know there are hints and illusion, like kind of saying, yeah, they passed. Also, we do know that Applejack and Applejack's mom and dad did pass. We know that, but we don't know how they did pass. All we know is they did. But I do think Starlight would tire out at some point, because Opaline probably had immense magic, stamina, and she could fly. She had Opaline probably did have a lot of advantage over her, but Starlight, yeah, she could levitate herself to give her like a makeshift form of flying to keep up with an alicorn like she did Twilight, but I think since Opaline was a lot older, she probably had a lot more experience and wisdom, and on top of that, she probably had a short fuse and a chip on her shoulder to back her up. My initial thought is maybe Starlight survived by the skin of her teeth. But if I had to really because Opaline has made it very clear she's not afraid to kill. Like, look what she was going to do to Sparky. She was going to drain his magic, then drop him. Even Folan Cortez, he's a really cool, he's a big lover of Gen 5, and I have a lot of respect for him. His link to his channel will be in the description box below if you want to go check him out. He's funny, he's enthusiastic, he's one of the biggest defenders of Gen 5. Like, I can't compare it all to him. I do defend Gen 5 with a passion, but him and Hawk Nightwing beat me by a mile and a half. But I commend them for it. But, yeah. He does really good reaction videos. He's got a ton of Gen 5 content. Like, tell your tale, make your mark, if you're curious. But yeah, like I said, we know Opaline's not afraid to take a life. For goodness sake, she was willing to take the life of a baby. So I don't think she would hesitate killing Starlight, because one, I think Opaline would realize she's a pretty powerful unicorn. She could potentially be not a threat, but an obstacle and a problem. Like, an annoyance, an inconvenience at best. And I could see Opaline killing Starlight, as sad as that is, and I know there's a lot of Starlight Glimmer fans out there, but this is just a theory. But the worst case scenario is that she got badly injured and she got away by the skin of her teeth. And probably, either A, she was taken out by Opaline, or B, she used what energy she had to teleport to Twilight to warn her of the incoming danger. So, and I think Opaline would let her do that to say, hey, you better tell that princess I'm coming for the crown. I'm coming for the throne. Because I could see, in a way, if you think about it, Opaline's a diva. She's like, it's all about me, praise me, and all that nonsense. So I don't think she would, do I think if she was in a really bad mood and if she saw Starlight as an inconvenience, I think she would take her life. But if she wanted someone to see that not even, one of the strongest unicorns was beaten by her, she would let Starlight leave to be that message of, yeah, I'm coming for the crown, I'm coming through the throne, and even your strongest unicorn couldn't stop me. But this is a pretty short video, because we have no intel. Or Starlight did get turned to stone, but we don't know. Because the description wasn't saying the main six, but said ponies of the past. So it could be the main six, and also it could be Starlight. Maybe Starlight got turned to stone. We don't know. But like I said in my other video, I do think there is more info out there, and I think there's more detailed info out there than what we just got. And I really think it's only a matter of time that we get more details, and I mean detailed information of what was going to be happening in the planned season 2 of Make Your Mark. Because I'm going to be honest, look how it is to leak something, hack something these days. It's ridiculous. I remember in the early 2000s, it was a bitch to hack and leak things. Now it's easy as pie. For complete example, Comic Book Cast 2 found out that the whole movie A Brand New Day was leaked before it was even released. And even the Doomsday trailers were leaked. Scenes from them were leaked. So, I'm going to be honest, if a big company as Disney or Marvel Studios can be hacked to get bits of a trailer or an entire movie with some unfinished effects, I'm going to say I think it's only a matter of time before we get more details on what Make Your Mark Season 2 is going to be. And yeah, people are going to say no one had the right to get that information and stuff like that, but I'm sorry to say, after how Gen 5 was done so dirty, and we have no answers look, like I said in my previous videos, I love Gen 1, Gen 4, and Gen 5. Those are my top 3 generations. Gen 6 is still a question mark because it's not out yet. I am not going to pass judgment until I see at least a couple episodes. But Gen 5 was done dirty, and a lot of the G4 fans that maybe gave Gen 5 a chance, we all had questions. Even on Brony's React when they did a new generation reaction to a new generation the movie. What happened? They all wanted to know. And we still want to know, and we have no answers. So I'm sorry if anyone who does not agree with me that the stuff should not have been leaked, or if any other stuff should not be leaked. One, that's karma on Chris Cox and Hasbro for going all Queen of Hearts and taking the big axe and chopping it. And second, we deserve answers as us who love MLP and want to know what happened, because we really got no concrete evidence. And I'm going to be honest, I'll be damned if I'm going to take answers from Discord in the comic. Because, come on, he's the embodiment of chaos. You gotta take everything he says with a big, giant grain of salt. I'll take Spike's word and Twilight's word over Discord's word any day. But this is where I'm just thinking about my theories about Starlight Glimmer's fate and what could have happened. Either she got taken out by Opaline in a surprise attack on the school, or she let Starlight Glimmer live and basically be like a warning to Twilight, like, I'm coming for the crown, I'm coming for the throne, and maybe she was one of those ponies that were turned to stone. We don't know. Honestly, I really hope more information is leaked so we have a better idea of what happened. So maybe some of us can get some closure to what happened, some of the other races and stuff like that, get some closure in some form or fashion. But that's gonna be pretty much it for tonight. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you enjoy my content, please like and subscribe, and if you want more, please help my channel continue to grow. It would mean a lot to me. I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope you have a good night, and I hope you try and stay cool. But if you like the warmth, that's cool. Also cool. For one, I don't do good during this kind of weather. It really just makes me very sluggish. So, yeah. But until next time, I am Draco Prime 220 signing off. Good night, everyone, and stay safe.